following program may contain coarse language, suggestive dialogue, and discussion of violent imagery and sexual situations. It is intended for mature listeners who can tell the difference between facts and opinions.
The future is here, and it's just super on this episode of the Toonami Faithful Podcast. I am your host, Sketch, and with me I have...
your happy co-host, Kuro, and...
an editorial writer, Laser Kid, and...
hey, Streaming Steven bringing up not the rear as of yet.
Yes, as we have a returning guest, fresh from Anime Expo.
That's me, Jefferies. Thank you for having me join you guys.
Glad to have you on, Jeff. See, Jeff and I both had a wonderful time at Anime Expo. Yes, you heard that right. I had a wonderful time at Anime Expo.
That is a good thing.
Did hell freeze over? What? Let's get a temperature gauge down there.
I don't know. Maybe I just finally did it right. You know, I focused on socializing and having unique experiences.
There you go. I kept telling you guys that's the way to do AX right.
Mm-hmm.
And you were right.
Yes.
Though, incidentally, particularly on the 4th of July, I did not spend much time at the convention because I went to Doki Bird's Rewind VTuber concert. And then after that, I met some VTuber fans, and we went to a brewery to get some drinks.
Nice.
And then we went back to their hotel. Yes, I had 2 drinks, and then I went to somebody's hotel.
Oh no!
Wow, living life on the edge.
And then at the hotel, I had 2 more drinks. They were both hard ciders.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love this. I love all of this.
And we got Mediterranean food because they were very considerate of my dietary concerns.
And Mediterranean is the most delicious.
They were all glad I picked it. And then we went to an after party at a club.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm loving every bit of this.
It was a good time. Good time. And at the club, one of the DJs did a really sick remix of the first Dawn to Dawn opening.
Nice.
Yeah, good times.
Mm-hmm.
And then they left for another party that they had tickets to, and I didn't want to buy a ticket for that. So, because originally they're like, hey, you want to join us for this other thing? If we do 4 tickets, then we get a discount. I was like, well, I don't really want to sign up for Ticketmaster, but okay. Because you have to sign up for Ticketmaster.
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 Yeah, super annoying. But once they left, I decided to go to the more quiet areas, like I guess the smoking area, and had a lovely conversation with a guy named Don. And he mentioned, because we got talking about cartoons, because he mentioned Over the Garden Wall. I was like, yeah, I've heard of Go Over the Garden Wall. I just got the Blu-ray recently. And then we're talking about cartoons, and he says, you got to check out the Ninja Turtles Pizzeria. I'm like, yes, I have to go there. Thank you for reminding me.
I have seen the picture. I am jealous as all heck.
So I had to go. And thankfully, I was staying this whole weekend with V-Lord, Lum, Sakaki, Manga Alerts, and another one of their friends. So 6 of us in V-Lord's honestly very big apartment.
That sounds very familiar.
Yeah, even bigger. It was much bigger than the last one.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. So I slept on an air mattress, and it was surprisingly comfortable. So on the last day, at the end of the expo, after we stood around and talked to a bunch of their industry friends, and I got to meet a lot of people in the industry, actually. And then I was like, "Hey, how about we go to the Ninja Turtles pizzeria for dinner?" And they're like, "Yeah, let's go." So we did. Oh, we also hit up the Shonen Jump pop-up store, and we were gonna go to the Studio Ghibli one, but unfortunately it had already closed for the day by the time we got there, which is a big bummer. But yeah, we went to the Shonen Jump pop-up store. I got a couple of One Piece glasses and
Ooh.
a desk mat with one of my favorite color spreads of recent, the one where Nami and Usopp are playing video games and Luffy's punching
Oh,
some
that's
creature in the
cool.
background. Yeah, it's a great spread. It's a big desk mat, so maybe it's not that practical, but I like the design. And it was one of the only things that I could find there that I was like, yeah, that's worth owning because of course none of the t-shirts fit me. But I did manage. I think his place was called Anime World something in the expo hall close to Artist Alley. They were selling a whole bunch of Pokemon shirts that were like Pokemons as a brand. So the first one I clocked immediately was Baja Blastoise. I was like, oh man,
Oh
do
my
you have a
god.
3X or larger? They said, yeah, we do. Like, oh, I have to have it.
Oh,
And
that's
then,
magnificent.
as is usually the case at these places, you get a better deal if you buy more than one. So it it was like a little cheaper if I bought two. And I saw the the Charmander Charpotle.
Oh my
And
god.
let me tell you, everybody loved that shirt on the 4th of July. People were all like, dude, I fuck with that shirt.
Amazing.
And the girls at the bag check were like, oh, that's awesome. And the bartender was like, that's awesome. I'm like, yeah. So I had to go back to that booth and say, everybody loved the Charpotle shirt. It was quite the conversation starter. Really. It truly, truly was. And I honestly, I bought shirts because of a lot of my wardrobe is inaccessible at this time. So I was like, I guess I'll just buy some shirts there.
Fair enough.
Worked out. It worked out. And of course, I got a shirt at the Ninja Turtles Pizzeria because thankfully they had something in a 3X. It's a
At the
very
Ninja
cool
Turtles
looking
Pizzeria,
shirt.
they better.
Uh, mm, well, I mean, I think all the shirts were available in a 3X at points, but at that particular time, only one of them was. Unfortunately,
That
it was
makes
the
sense.
most expensive shirt. Fortunately, it was the coolest looking one. So I just bit the bullet and got it. I spent way too much. Way too much money.
Yeah, I feel that deeply.
I feel that too. I
But
spent way too much money on other things recently.
yes, yes. And the concert, which both Jeff and I attended,
Yep.
it was so good. They opened with Yoko Kanno. She opened
Ooh.
with Tank, which unfortunately Lum and I were a little too late to experience. We walked in right as she was playing like a quiet version of Cruel Angel's Thesis on the piano, and Yoko Takahashi was singing along with it because Yoko Takahashi was the final act, actually, and she sang a bunch of songs from Evangelion, including Fly Me to the Moon.
Fly me to the moon.
Awesome. Super awesome. And in the middle of that, we had Ali, who did like the really popular B Stars opening and one of the recent Dr. Stone openings, and they had such an awesome presence on stage. They were fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah, it was very great. And they also did the Ali did a not Ali. Was it? Oh yeah, they did a
It sounds like you had a really amazing time.
Yeah.
You just
And
kind of went with the
Spire was there
flow, made
too.
friends,
Fire. Yeah, that was the one.
did all the
Fire.
things that you're supposed to do at AX.
Yeah, I even went to the Bang Zoom open auditions, but I couldn't get on the wait list, so I just watched other people do it.
Aw.
That was my experience with similar stuff when I went.
So that was a bummer. And also I waited 4 hours in line to get Xanthi Hughes' autograph.
Ooh.
It was only 2.5 hours for Kirk Thornton, so I thought it shouldn't be more for Xanthi, right? Right?
But it would be more.
But it would be much more, and I can't help but kick myself because I'm pretty sure I saw her at a local convention at some point and didn't get her autograph then, and should have. But oh well. That's that's the one thing I wish I hadn't done instead of gone the Edge Runners 2 panel, which would have been awesome. Or even the Black Torch panel that was happening at the same time. And the Kagurabachi panel. Like
Man,
all
Black Torch is so good.
But I did get to go to the Apothecary Diaries panel, which was very fun. And
Ooh.
the Witch Hat Atelier panel, where I got to see the preview for season 2.
Oh, very nice.
But sadly, they did not say when it was going to air.
Oh, they're gonna hold us to. I get the sneaking suspicion it's gonna be 2028.
What?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Lately, all the big, like, really heavily animated shows have been leapfrogging.
Oh, no, I don't
It's a
want that.
long time to wait, and you're counting
yeah.
on people remembering too, like after over
Now, I
a
don't
year.
know that.
I hate
That
shit.
is me guessing, but like Dawn to Dawn did that. Several shows I've watched have been like, okay, a free run did that. Free run's doing it again. It's gonna be like the end of 2027 for the next one.
Yeah, is it there? Also, there's a movie coming out for the Apocalypse Diaries too.
Yes,
Yes.
there is,
Yes,
which
there
is
is.
very exciting.
Yes. So good time. Very good time. What were the highlights for you, Jeff?
So you mentioned about the concert on Thursday, so I'll start with Thursday. So it was actually the concert that I went to. So Yoko Kana, Ali, Roselia. I remember we talked about in person about they were very hyped. There was like a lot of cheers going on.
Yeah, Roselia was louder than Spire. I had to
Yeah, there's
put my earbuds in because I didn't have earplugs.
Oh yeah, they're very hardcore. There are actually a gothic band from Bang Dream or Bandori, as you can call it. I actually did a my friend actually did a meetup for the best cosplay for Zelia. So she hosted her and a friend
I thought
hosted
those looked
a
like
cosplay
Bang
contest.
Dream characters.
Oh yeah, they are Bang Dream characters. And they actually did a contest. They give away some prizes, and the grand prize was actually a Sayu from Poppy Party. If you're familiar with Bandrine Bernori, a guitar.
Not that familiar. I've seen some
Yeah,
Bang Dream, but not that familiar.
but yeah, but it was that's true. But yeah, it's pretty. It was fun. I actually got to meet up, took some photos. So I have to say, like the concert was like the best highlight for that. For that. Um, Friday, Friday, I just wander around taking photos of cosplayers. I didn't win any panels on that. Oh wait, I think there was. I believe there was the A1 Pictures panel. I was there for. So there, they announced some. They actually showed the first episode of the upcoming series. Uh, Over the Circus, that's licensed by Aniplex.
Yeah, that looks good. They also gave the English cast, which looks to be quite stacked.
Oh yeah, it's both out in sub and dub. So
I have watched first episode of that. Dub is very good.
oh yeah,
Nice.
that was very good. Yeah. They was discussing about the behind the scenes about they were trying to make it like a 1950s era of Japan.
Oh,
Uh,
very interesting.
with the producer was there, and they were also hanging out some shikis away from both the producers, the of the series, and also there was also some other news as well. So after that, after they showed the first episode, they actually well, it was already announced at the Aniplex panel, but they also released the season 3 trailer for Mashal.
Oh, well, that's Toonami relevant.
Yeah, so they actually released a trailer, and it was so good. So it's actually be coming out in January 2027.
Okay.
So it won't be that long until we'll see it on Toonami, probably the middle or the end of 2027. So
Perhaps.
perhaps
Seems like
maybe,
they're going
but
to have a lot of originals to air in 2027. So I'm thinking towards the later part of the year.
yeah. Next was also the solo leveling. They actually released a little teaser for it's going to be a movie coming out for that, which they announced
Yeah,
it.
a movie.
So the
Do you
title
know
is
if that adapts more of the story or if it's like an original?
They didn't say. They said it's pretty much too early. They just started the early. This only on the early process of the production. What they
Huh.
say. So it will be. It's too soon right now. So they just only released like a minute trailer. Yeah, discussing about
Hmm.
pretty much what the story has gone so far. So they just put it solo leveling the movie. So no
Nice.
date for that yet.
Let's see. Hmm. And they did a premiere for the new season of Bleach.
Oh yeah, that too. Before that, one more thing regarding with the A1 Pictures. They didn't announce it. They didn't announce it at it, but they did mention about a new Sword Art Online movie coming out.
Oh
Coming in
yeah.
2028. So they uploaded on their social media. They only released like a 16-second teaser for that. So
Hmm.
with Kirito and Asuna. So
Hmm.
so all they say is just coming. It's just coming in 2028. So no
Well, since
other
it's
new
lacking the
information.
subtitle, I don't think that's in the progressive line. Or maybe?
No, maybe, but they did release a visual for that.
Hmm.
But does look familiar with Minecraft, so Minecraft. I mean,
Okay.
So they're gonna
no,
get stuck in the internet again?
maybe, but we'll find out more. What else? So that's pretty much it and they were also giving away 4 shikis. So the one was two was from the circus anime. One was the solo leveling one for from the producer. Oh damn, I don't know what was the other one. Oh, it was Licorice Recoil. Yeah, that was the fourth one. Yeah.
Oh, Licorice Recoil?
Yeah.
I need to watch those OVA episodes.
Hmm.
Yeah. They didn't say any news about that, but they only just released like a shiki board for what that one of the animation designers drew. So
Hmm.
so that's it for that. And on Saturday, the Bleach panel was on 10 in the morning. So I was there to watch the first episode of the final part 4, and it was so good. So they had both the Japanese and the English cast, Ichigo. So they were just asking some, Q&A, what their thoughts about how the Thousand Year Blood War was, how they like it so far. And then they actually, the Japanese VA actually had a surprise for Johnny. So he actually so Kubo, the creator of Bleach, actually personally drew the character of Ichigo and gave it and the Japanese VA gave it to Johnny, and he was in tears a little, when he received the shiki board from it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Wow.
so you can actually it's on in the social media. Viz actually uploaded and Johnny's social media, so you can also see I think it says thank you, Johnny.
Yeah, I've seen the
Uh
art of it. I didn't see the how he got it, but I've seen the scan of that art, and it does say that.
Yeah, it does say that he was in tears and he was lost in words about it. So, the two guys, they just hug it out, saying that he was, thank you, Sensei, for everything. And they also did like a light dubbing for that, based on some two scenes, both the Japanese VA and the English VA.
There's a lot of
And
live dubbing at this convention, actually.
oh yeah. yeah, that's probably much
Mhm.
it. That's it for the. And then yeah, the episode for episode 41, Thousand Year Blood War. Yeah, it was pretty good. So I just and the animation is so the animation is such very uh very nice.
Hmm.
So yeah, I can't wait to see you guys watch it and you'll see how this plays out. So
Cool.
and what else? I actually did I'm not sure I went to the Nini Girl Overdose panel as well.
Oh, fun.
So oh yeah. If you guys have seen
Nice.
have watched the series, so there was like in the
Didn't they
panel there
finally
was
reveal who the actress was?
of K Angel, yes. So I knew the voice because I'm familiar with that voice. So the voice for both the Japanese and the English is Sally Omaki.
Uh-huh.
You know,
I knew it.
you're familiar with like she did the voices for Tama-chan as a girl, and she's part of the idol group 2022-7. Um, but so she
Mhm.
unexpectedly she appeared on stage and they were asking him some questions, about like it was very like a secret, like how long it has been going on. So this has been going on a secret for this. It was like at least 3 years. So she had to keep this secret to herself for about 3 years, which was hard for her. She couldn't say anything,
Wow.
like put it on social media. So it was a
Mhm.
really a tough secret for that. And she was also discussing the process how like like the behind the scenes with recording the voice, both English and Japanese. um and also the scream, like she was like a lot of screaming, like they only did like one take for that because of her voice, so they decided to use the screaming part for both the Japanese and the English for this, you know
Uh-huh.
and
Nice.
yeah, because it was just like her vocal cords was like pretty much way high. But she said that her best favorite scene was like episode 3, 11, and 13. So, because it was like a lot, like they want to make a mix of both, like there were like a little bit of comedy, but also some seriousness, for the series. But but she said that she really liked it. She liked the series. She enjoyed it for that. And then after that, she also did like record both of the. They also shown some clips for the English and the Japanese for that.
Sounds like a good panel.
That was a good panel. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Nice.
Uh,
What else? Oh, you want to say something, such?
since you mentioned how long she had to keep that under wraps, it reminded me I went to the Cyber Connect 2 panel, and during that they mentioned how long it took to develop Dragon Ball Z Kakarot for PlayStation 5. 5 years
Holy moly.
Mhm.
with
Games take a
200
long
staff.
time to develop.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's a very
Mhm.
good game, I'll say that.
And the main thing at that panel
Heck yeah.
was discussing how they got the okay from Bandai Namco to pursue releasing Dot Hack on their own and getting full blessing for that. So it was a cool uh, rundown of their history and little fun factoids here and there. It was a good panel. I was glad I was able to make it to that one.
Oh,
CyberConnect
nice.
2 made several Naruto games, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, a JoJo game. Oh, this is kind of a funny. So in 2013, they developed a JoJo game, but the higher ups were like, I don't think this is gonna sell. And ultimately, yeah, it had pretty soft numbers, but that was before the anime really hit it big. But still, good game, I guess, and certainly Toonami related.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
uh,
another interesting factoid is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot's highest sales numbers were in North America. I'd have to imagine.
That's not a
Interesting.
surprise.
I'd have to imagine. Well, no, maybe he would have said just North America. Also, one of the I think it was Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 had the most sales in America as well, and it was like 14 million copies. I think. Yeah, games take a long time to make.
They do.
Even
Yeah.
seemingly basic anime games. So there's clearly a lot of planning stages that go into these things well before we're even aware of it. And animation is much the same. Just a little perspective. You got anything else real quick, Jefferies?
I think that's pretty much it. I think also like Sunday, I actually got to meet Sketch finally in person.
Yeah. Oh
So-
boy, that was fun. I was like, where are you? I'm over here. It was like, now I'm over here. I'm wearing the Naruto shirt, and I'm like, that's not very specific.
I, well,
And then
did
I look up,
mention-
and I'm like, oh, there you are.
It's like, there you go. I did mention I was wearing gothic bracelets, so wearing dark. So hopefully that helped out. But I did, and then I saw you. It's like, there's Sketch. I even took a picture and sent it to you.
Yep.
Yeah,
right over by the escalators, outside of Artist. Well, yeah,
Artist Alley.
outside of Artist Alley plus the other expo part.
Yeah. So we actually spent some time on Sunday at their Artist Alley for about like over 2 hours. So just showing them out, we just walked through every single aisle in the Artist Alley. We encountered like my friend and then Sketch's friend. And then pretty much like we're almost towards the end of the convention. Since it ended around 3 o'clock, we actually get something to eat, like a light snack, you could say.
Mochi crepes. They're delicious,
Mochi
and I
crepes.
can eat them, which is the best
Oh.
part.
Oh yeah, they were delicious.
Glad you like
Well,
them.
yeah, thank you for that, sir.
Unfortunately, we were out in the hot sun, so once
Oh yeah.
once V-Lord came along, I was like, we should get out of the
Oh
sun.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
Jeffries wanted to go say goodbye to more people that he knew, so that's
Yeah,
when we
because
parted ways.
Yeah, because I had to leave for my flight, so I just want to spend like the last hour to see anyone who I knew before I leave.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always time. Sketch can always if Sketch comes to New York, either Anime Expo or New York Comic Con. I will show him the tour in the city. We'll grab some good dinner. Best place to eat
Oh, I look forward to that.
when the day comes.
Hopefully, the day comes.
Yes.
Now we've been joined by LumRanmaYasha, who I got to spend a lot of time with this past weekend, and was Lum, you were very busy.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Good to talk to you. Yeah, AX was very busy for me and the Manga X Books team. As we were there in both a professional capacity as press and doing all sorts of different things. I don't think V Lord or Sakaki really got time to enjoy many panels because they were just running around taking meetings. Sakaki as well was there for his day job.
Yeah, V-Lord
company,
mentioned to me he had
CTW, so
at
he was
least 3
he
meetings
was
every
doubly
day.
busy.
I'm like, dude.
Holy cow. That dude is
Yeah,
a busy
yeah.
guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but I luckily was able to attend a few different press event things and also do like some attend some panels to report on them, and it was a lot of fun. AX, I think the biggest problem is just it's so big now. This year they expanded to include the crypto stadium. And even that was, you would think that would be a big enough venue for whatever event they put in on it. But even then, for like Edge Runners 2, it completely filled up for
That's
that.
crazy.
So it's like, wow, truly attendance at any expo and the demand for some of these events are crazy. The line for Kagurabachi, which was in the JW Marriott's Diamond Ballroom, was insane. It wrapped all the way around the Marriott, around the Regal Theater, down the street of the LA Live, all the way to the front
And
entrance
by
of
the
the West
way, if
parking
you were
garage.
in that line, you
And to
could
put that
also
into
be trying to get to the autographs area because they, for some reason, thought it was a good idea to put all of those in
yes.
the same line.
Yeah, that was another problem, is that the entrance to the JW Marriott ballrooms was all one line, and that included the gold ballroom, which is where you would go to get autographs, and then the diamond and platinum ballrooms, which are panel rooms. So, if you were just trying to get an autograph around that same time, you still have to wait in that big line along with everyone else, most of whom I imagine were there trying to get into Kagurabachi, and that was just making it challenging for everyone. I think for the following days, they created a system in which there was a separate queue if you just wanted to get into the panels area, or if you
Well,
wanted to
thank
get into
goodness
the
for that.
autographs area. Because I was noticing if you were just trying to get into the panel rooms, you could just go right in through, because there weren't really quite the same level of in-demand panels the following days, except for Ghost in the Shell. But Ghost in the Shell, to put in comparison to Kagurabachi, the line only went outside as far as the entrance of the Regal Theater, so it was like probably a fifth as long a line as
Wow.
Kagurabachi's. But that room also filled up completely, so friends of ours who were impressed were turned away, like Raphael Mongolerts, because the room just completely filled up. But yeah, they I think they learned as the convention went along some of the things that were causing roadblocks. Because on the first day, Thursday, in addition to the entry security checkpoints, there were also exit security checkpoints, and those were causing huge traffic blockages. When I was trying to leave the LACC to the JW Marriott around 6 p.m. on Thursday, it just took 20 minutes alone just to get through the security checkpoint to exit the area. So they removed those exit checkpoints the following days, and I think the traffic
And what do you know?
improved
You
for
didn't
it,
actually
but
need to scan your
yeah.
card on an exit. It was all a facade.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean, they realized, okay, maybe it's good enough if they just scan the card to get in. They don't need to scan the card out. We can get rid of that part of it. We don't. That's a little bit superfluous. So
Yeah.
thankfully they did away with that. Now, as for events themselves, in addition to everything going on at the convention center, there were like a lot of fun events outside of that. So, one of the first big things that I did at Anime Expo this year was actually at Kodansha House, a
Hmm.
great like pop-up activation that's just about 10-15 minutes away. If that had like a lot of like so there's it's two parts to it. There's like the front part is like a manga lounge that also has like galleries of artwork from various character titles, including Witch Hat Atelier and Fairy Tale and Ghost in the Shell. And then the second part of the space is an activations area where you have photo op opportunities, as well as like big displays and interactive activities. Like you could recreate, they have this big like huge model of the entire like city from Attack on a Titan, the Wall City, where you can recreate the scene of the colossal
What?
titan coming over the
Oh,
wall.
that's
It's a big photo
cool.
op picture activity. Yeah, and relevant, also relevant to Tanami, for Blue Lock, they had this big game that's like the first part of the second phase of the Blue Lock test, where you're trying to kick the
They
ball
made a
against Blue
real
Lock
Blue
Man.
Lock Man?
Oh my
So
gosh, that's cool.
yeah,
How did I not
yeah.
do this? Oh.
So
Now I wish I was there.
yeah, we should have taken you. Yeah, so that was fun. Yeah, you were trying to compete to get the highest score, kicking a real soccer ball, trying to get it past Blue Lock Man. That was super cool. And of course, they have the recreation of the Kura bike, and you could recreate the Kura bike slide, doing poses on
That's
the bike and stuff like
amazing.
that. They had a big Gachiakata graffiti wall that you could like add your own signature to, and little posted labels. And yeah, just photo displays for Ghost in the Shell, which had Atelier. You could like
Oh my
practice drawing some of the
gosh.
seals and like this
that's
notebook, and they
dangerous.
had this big recreation of I think what is meant to
Yeah,
be
don't
P3
turn people
study.
into
It
crystal.
was really well decorated. Yes, that you can avoid, but no, because you're practicing magic the right way. You're following the directions of like how to draw the different sigils. So it's very cute activity, very fun activities at Cadancha House. So that was a great space. Oh, they also had really cool like arcade games, like Initial D,
Oh,
like
of
driving
course.
games, and then like some like classic arcade games that I don't know if they're quite like related to Kodansha manga titles, but like they were fun shooter games and stuff like that. So yeah, they had a lot of fun stuff to do at Kodansha House. So definitely worth stopping by if you're still in LA. It's open until the 12th. They also throughout the past week were doing like events with different mangaka. Like there was a Kamome Shirahama Q&A, the Dana Terrace moderated. The Blue Lock creators did their own Q&A and signing. Um, the Ghost in the Shell anime team did event there. So unfortunately, because the space is small, the attendance was limited. So if you didn't like RSVP and get accepted for the invite, you couldn't really go to those. But still, the space is open. Yeah, the rest of the space is open pretty much all day and a lot of fun to go to. But yeah, I recommend Cadanche House. And then just to talk about stuff I did at AX that's relevant to Tsunami, because I did do a lot of stuff, but not a lot of it we have time to go over. But I would say, I guess I'll start with just one of the most relevant things is that I went to the Black Clover season 2 premiere. And I think that they did a really great job with the premiere. It was really cool to see just how much enthusiasm there was for Black Clover. Like the entire Peacock Theater, which Crunchyroll rented out pretty much for the whole weekend for their panels and premieres, was full up, and people were like excited watching like the 10-minute recap video before the panel started of like season 1, and cheering at a bunch of moments that they were excited for, like triumphant moments and different battles and stuff. And then there was a lot of excitement and love for Gakuto Kajiwara, the voice actor of Asta, who came on stage, did Q&A, did a live read of like one of the scenes where Asta is accepting help from his devil. And that was all very cool. I will say that I think at that point in the weekend, Tim Liu, who hosted most of the Crunchyroll events, his voice was starting to get a little hoarse, so I could start to feel it be a little strained. And I also think there was some miscommunications because I think there was supposed to be a message from Yami's voice actor that they did not get ready in time for the panel, and they just found out about that on stage. And also there was a message from Yuki Tabata that they showed, but it was still in Japanese and not
man.
translated. So they had to have the director read it out and then interpret, what he was saying. So there were some things I don't think quite came together, but the premiere itself was really, really good. They did really up the production quality. I think it looks as good as the finest moments in Black Clover, like especially towards the end of the series with the beginning of the Spade Kingdom arc. And yeah, I'm a manga reader. I've read the entire series, so I know what to expect, but it was very fun to see it. And what's really great, even as a manga reader, is that they are adding stuff to the anime that's like fleshing things out we didn't see in the manga. Like we see more of expansion of like the invade the I won't spoil anything, but like we see more things that were maybe only implied or kind of glimpsed at in the manga expanded in the anime. So I think if you're a fan of Black Clover, much like the Thousand Year Blood War arc did a lot to like kind of really expand on stuff that kind of did not get enough time to shine in the final arc of Bleach. It looks like the Black Clover um second season, as they're calling it, is going to do that for the remainder of the manga as well. So very, very promising. And with any luck, Black Clover will return to Tanami one of these days too. Um, but yeah, and then in terms of other things, I guess it's not really Toonami, but a show I think that a lot of Toonami fans would like. Dragon Striker, a great series that Disney Plus is airing that's very anime inspired, made by a French production team. I attended the press conference for that, and I was ended up being the only interviewer who was able to ask 2 questions, which was cool. But my question was like, to ask, what I was especially curious about, and one thing I really liked about Dragon Striker is that it doesn't shy away from representation of queer characters, which is something that a lot of people, have been worried about since the cancellation of the Owl House and the fact they didn't air the episode of Moon Girl that featured a trans character. So I asked him about like the fact that they, still had that representation in Dragon Striker and their commitment to that, and I think they gave a very good answer. Obviously, they weren't gonna reveal like if there were any like challenges or friction with Disney about some of the things they did, but I really am appreciative of like one of the relationships in the show between 2 characters who start out as like lovers on the same team, but then become like bitter rivals and enemies on opposite teams. And I'm appreciative that they are including great queer characters and representation in the show, but also the show itself draws so much interesting different anime influences. It being a sports anime show and very well timed for the FIFA World Cup, it being a very soccer inspired show. A lot of references to on inspiration from Inazuma 11 and Captain Tsubasa, as well as it's like Dragon Ball Z playing soccer, with all these superpowers and stuff, and even a JoJo's esque element too. So I really like that about Dragon Striker. I think it's a beautifully animated show, really interesting world building, and a lot of thought is put into the world construction of the show. And so I highly recommend it if you haven't watched it yet. I think it's like really, really excellent, and I definitely think they're trying to recapture almost the magic of Avatar in the way of being like an anime inspired show that still very much is able to do its own thing. And I think they're doing really well with that. They're succeeding
Cool.
with that.
Yeah, people should check that out.
Also relevant, I think. Yeah, also relevant, I think, is the Star Wars Visions the Ninth Jedi premiere that
Oh
I
god.
went to. I think, yeah, if you like that short of the Ninth Jedi short, and then the follow to it in the third season of the night of Star Wars Visions, the show is gonna be a really good expansion and exploration of those characters. I felt like in the first episode, it was bookended by some really excellent like space action battles, which was cool to see. Always really nice to see some good, spaceship action and maneuvering in Star Wars. The middle was a little talky, and I was kind of joking that there was one character who just sat in this chair for like 5 minutes straight and didn't move out of it. But it was interesting dialogue and tension. So I think that I was talking with Raf Manga Alerts about it, and we definitely felt that this was pulling from like kind of the best elements of what the prequel trilogy and sequel trilogy were trying to do, and is like a better version of that, while still having a lot of allusions back to the original trilogy, much like how the original Ninth Jedi was like very much heavily inspired by A New Hope. This one is trying to go more in the direction of the later parts of episode 5 and then episode 6, and I'm really interested to see how that develops out. And it ends with a really interesting twist where a villainous character you would think would have a certain color of lightsaber appears to have a very different color. And what does that mean? What does that imply about the morals of this character and their connection with the Force? And that was interesting to me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and that show is going to come out on August 5th, I believe. And yeah, I did a lot of stuff. Um, I don't know if anyone is curious about anything in particular. One thing I wish I could have done was the Blue Lock Creators panel, but that was right after the panel that I attended that had the author of Kuroko's Basketball, Tadatoshi Fujimaki, in attendance, and I was a fan of his work since Kuroko, and then all of his subsequent series like Robot Laser Beam, and then most recently Kill
Oh,
Blue,
Kill
which
Blue's
has
so
currently airing
great.
anime. So I definitely want to prioritize that. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to season 2. They showed really great like behind the scenes animatics for a scene in the first episode that I thought was really cool. They gave some behind the scenes insight on like the thought process of like the OP and getting a K-pop song for it, and a funny exchange about how Fujimaki thought the OP was too stylish for Kill Blue. But he also teased that, I'm looking forward to seeing the too cool opening for season 2. And the director was like, I'll try my best. So that was fun. And like Sketch said, I also went to the Witch Hat Atelier panel, and I thought that was fun, particularly the live dubbing session, because I loved how like physical the performance of the actors were while they were performing the scenes. Like in the third clip they did, which is a scene where Coco is like trying to practice her seal, and then she connects the circle, and like it creates a too strong water blast that like completely drenches Agot and her seal, and then Coco is like trying to like dry it off with her clothes, with her dress. Like on stage, the Coco's actress Rena, she was also like mimicking those same movements and gestures Coco was doing in the show, and I thought that was really really fun. Just how into the mindset of the characters they were, that they were expressing it through their own physical performance.
Yeah. Similarly, they had
And
something like that in the Apothecary Diaries panel where the Japanese actors for Mao Mao and Jinshi performed 4 significant scenes from their relationship, and it got increasingly better. And the
yeah.
actor who played Jinshi said he actually thinks being with the live audience really amped up his performance in this dubbing of it, so it's kind of a completely different take than what he originally recorded. At least that's what he thinks, which is
I could totally see that
cool.
being a thing.
It's very
Totally.
cool.
Yeah, because you're playing to the crowd and playing to like, what the audience will get a reaction out of. So I think that definitely translates into performance. I really would have loved to see how they did the frog scene in the Apothecary Diaries panel. Because I can
Oh, it was
imagine
very
that'd have been
fun.
fun.
Very, very fun indeed. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that'll be about all I'll recap that I think is like relevant to probably the listenership of this podcast. But yeah, it was a really fun, busy weekend. I met with a lot of folks in the industry. This was the first year that the Mongol's team was invited to the industry party that ANN puts every year, and that was a really fun experience. And yeah, it was the really rewarding weekend because at our own panel, we announced 3 new titles. It was really great to get for the reaction in the room to them, especially for the Sword of Paros, a classic shoujo title with a trans mask lead. Very ahead of time, very much reminiscent of the Rose Versailles, very in style with that. And it's a title from an author who has never been published in English before, Yumiko Igarashi, and one that has been long wanted by folks in the shoujo community. So to see like the audible reaction in the room for that was really heartening, and then the online response was incredible, and then the pre-orders we've gotten, it's like shaping up to be one of our most pre-order titles ever. And I am so happy about that, and I'm so excited to also be publishing a work by Kazuhiko Shimamoto, the author of Blazing Transfer Student and Aoi Hono, and so many great hot-blooded classic shonen works, as well as a great like indie self-published um, comic from Kiwabake called Motionless, which has really nice inventive use of color and sequential illustration. So I'm really happy with our announcements and the reaction to them. It was a good panel. It was and a good weekend for Manga Mavericks, the team, and I'm excited to for San Diego Comic Con and the experiences that will have for us as well. And the busy summer ahead in terms of events because we'll have Otakon after that and NYC. This is a very busy time for events for us, but Anime Expo was a good start to kick things off. Oh, and I also want to thank you, Sketch, not only for the great companies throughout the weekend, but for helping us film
Oh, my
our
pleasure.
Manga Nerd Switch panel
I
too.
tried to keep it
That's
steady.
huge help. You did a really great job.
Have you actually
Thank you,
reviewed
thank
the
you, thank you.
video?
Oh, yes, I did. I went through it, and Amanda, who was on our panel, also did her own videos.
Oh,
So,
good. You
and
can
from a
splice them
different angle. So I
together
think what I'm gonna do
when
is I'm
relevant.
gonna cut it back. Yes, exactly, and have like kind of a variety of different
Good,
angles
good.
for the video,
Very,
which I
very
think will
good.
be cool.
And the young lady that was sitting right next to me apparently works at Nickelodeon Paramount.
Oh wow.
And there was a Disney person in
Yeah,
that
that was
panel too.
crazy.
Like, you guys are catching some attention.
Wow. Yeah, that's it's very humbling to hear that people are really interested in what we have coming out, and I'm excited because we had some big announcements here at AX, but we have even more really cool stuff coming down the pipe that I'm really excited to share with folks.
Very, very cool. Yeah, it was a great time hanging out with all y'all, the 6 of us in that apartment together. 7 total?
7
What?
total, I believe.
7? Are you sure?
Yeah, because you, me, Varun, Sakaki, Raph,
Oh, right.
Danglin, and
Yeah,
Harrison.
Harrison was there.
7?
Harrison has another manga publishing that started out as, oh gosh, yeah, Mahjong Pro.
He runs
Yeah.
Mahjong Pro, so he started out doing Mahjong products, and now he's going to corner the market on all the Mahjong manga there's out there, and you would be surprised at how many
There's a
Mahjong
Getter
manga
Robo
there are out
Mahjong
there in
related
Japan.
manga.
Yeah, his Getter Robo Mahjong manga is going to be the first new Getter Robo manga available in English in like
Dang.
20 years.
But the really wild thing that was like the first thing he brought over was the series about the Prime Minister of Japan playing Mahjong.
Yes. The Legend of Koizumi. All your favorite and not so favorite historical figures battling it out. Solving politics and waging wars through
Crazy.
Mahjong.
Totally crazy. Yeah. Great time. Well, it was 6 most of that time is what I was thinking. But yeah, Harrison was there for like two nights. I think, yeah, we piled in there.
Yeah, he was there.
We piled in there.
We did. We made it work somehow, except unfortunately we kept you waiting on that
Oh
Friday
yeah, I
night
had
for
to
a
wait
little-
outside for like
a little
30 minutes
longer
because they
than
weren't
we
back from
wanted.
Kodansha House yet.
Yeah. No, we weren't back from the industry party. I was thinking the industry party would only be like 8 to 11, but apparently it went to 1.
Oh,
and
these
1
are
and
2
1 to stay
separate
the whole time,
instances.
so,
That was when you picked me up
yeah.
from the CBS was after the industry party.
Yeah.
When I roamed, there were 2 times
Yeah,
where I just
the-
walked around downtown Los Angeles in the dark. One time with my luggage fresh off the plane. Maybe not the best idea.
Yeah, I can't believe you.
But apparently the
walked all
worst
way from the
decision I
airport to
made the
In and
entire
Out.
weekend was drinking LA tap water.
Ooh.
Yeah, not
yeah,
quite
that's-
safe to drink.
But look, I was at a
As
club and
usual,
it was
gotta buy
either
water
that
bottles
or
filtered water.
dehydrate or pay $7 for a water.
The LA life. And people wonder why I love California.
Yes.
But if I had known that was the state of the tap water, like the tap water here is fine. I could drink my own tap water.
Oh yeah, because you're not in California. That's why.
Like I know not to drink it in
Yeah.
Boston. I know not to drink it in Flint, Michigan. But
No.
people, y'all need to tell me these things.
Yeah, just not. Sorry. Yeah, it's just not great and big popular cities
I
like
grew up
LA
not
and
trusting
NYC
tap
with
water.
that,
I can tell you that much.
Water treatment.
Look, I feel fine.
Not the
I
best
didn't even throw up that day
No.
despite drinking more alcohol than I have in a single day in my entire life.
Oh my.
5 drinks and a shot in less than 12 hours.
I'm proud of you, Sketch.
I just paced it out.
Mhm.
It was okay.
Yeah.
And I had some great drinks. I had a hard orange soda, a hard cherry cola from Karl Strauss Brewery in Los Angeles. Good place, pretty close to the convention center if you want to check it out. And then I had some of their ciders when we went back to the hotel room. And those one was called Chai Me a River, so it had like cinnamon, like a chai drink. Really good. But I think I like the straight cider a bit better. Either way, I got tipsy, man. I got real tipsy.
I'm
That's
sorry
why I
I
had to
didn't
drink
take
all that
that.
water. At the end of the night, I was like, I swear I was fine, but Raph was like, "You are drunk, dude."
Oh.
Oh no, it's good.
Hey, you held your alcohol together better
Other
than
other
other people
people
that weekend, I will say.
that we also interacted with that weekend. Yes, but we won't say who. I doubt they will ever listen to
But
this,
yeah,
so
it
I
was
guess it's
really
okay.
fun.
But we still won't say who.
Yeah, it's all good. And we also had fun after the con going
Yeah,
to the
we did.
Shonen Jump store,
I
which
gotta be
oh yeah,
real
we did a
though.
lot more Mara.
I'm
And
kind of
unfortunately we
disappointed by the
didn't get
Shonen
to
Jump
go.
store.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm disappointed because I wanted to see more merch for series that, don't get represented
Yeah, they had
elsewhere.
Haikyuu, Hunter x Hunter,
You know,
Bleach, Dragon Ball, One Piece, JoJo, Black Clover, Naruto. Um,
Demon Slayer, they had a lot of
yeah,
stuff,
Demon Slayer,
but
of course.
it's all stuff that you could usually get at other places. I would say the main series that you probably couldn't find elsewhere just because they're newer is Kagurabachi, which is going to
Yeah.
change with the anime, and then Ichi the Witch, which is a great series running in Jump. One of the writers, the same one behind Iruma-kun.
In a world where no man has ever been able to use magic, one finally can.
Yeah, it's a great series. So that's the only series that I picked up merch from because I loved it. But I would have loved to see more merch for a series that haven't had anime yet, or just harder
Yeah,
to find in the US.
that'd be good. It's a cool looking store. Don't get me wrong. I'm disappointed that like none of the shirts would fit me.
Yeah, and the Ghibli store, we weren't able to go with you that day, but we went back the next day, and that was also fun too. I was very tempted to buy the Calcifer frying pan, egg frying
Ooh,
pan.
ooh.
But ended up uh, going against it. But yeah, overall, really, really fun weekend. Unfortunately, I have to bounce now. It's because another busy night ahead for us over here at the
Okay,
NMB
but I
home
have one
base.
question.
Yes.
So after I left, who took on the air mattress that I was sleeping on?
No one actually.
Really? Raph didn't take the air mattress? He just kept sleeping on the couch?
Yeah, I
Ooh,
guess
poor
he was
Raph.
just no. I guess he felt comfortable there.
I mean, sometimes I like sleeping
I
on
mean, he was
couches,
sleeping
but
on the couch before you even arrived. Uh, so
oh,
he was the first one to arrive, and yeah, he just set up shop there, and it's been comfy there. But
uh,
yeah, it's all been
huh,
good. But
all
yeah,
right.
little lonely
Well,
after.
thanks for dropping in, Lum.
Yeah,
I
always happy
appreciate
to,
that you
and
could do that.
yeah, always happy to. Always fun to hang. It was a great weekend, and hey, hope we can do it again in 2 weeks at a CCC. But yeah, always a great time to do cons with Just Sketch.
Thank you.
You guys have a great night chatting to Nami, and rest assured, I will be listening in.
All
Good
Thanks,
one,
right.
Lum.
Paul. It's fun to hear from you.
But toodaloo. Absolutely. Night, guys.
Oh boy, we better get started on these recaps.
Yeah.
Good thing we started at 8.
It's almost like Anime Expo is always a topic.
Good thing I didn't save it for last. Jeez.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, I'm going to pass it over to Kuro to, I don't know, which one do you want to talk about first? Blue Lock or Tokyo
Let's
Revengers?
start with Tokyo Revengers.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Yes, episode 21. So we're picking up from last week where Baji collapsed from his injury after fighting his way through Kiski's army of minions. And Kazutora being the responsible party for having stabbed him fatally. And Kiseki, of course, having no responsibility because he managed to keep his hands clean in this situation. Anyway, Kazutora seems to go catatonic, which we know from after what happened with Mikey's brother. That seems to track with his mentality. And Chifuyu is furious, and the rest of the gang members kind of stand around unsure what to do without any direction. Kiseki tries to play off Baji's attack to Mikey because he's a manipulative bastard. And Mikey then states that he's going to kill Kazutora. He always wanted to kill Kazutora, but he only refrained in the past because of Baji. And so as he approaches, as he makes his way through the crowd, Hanma kind of loosely challenges him, and he kicks him in the face, declaring the fight to be over. And that causes the rest of the Valhalla members to flee from Mikey's wrath. And admittedly, he does look pretty intense and scary here. At this point, he begins to brutally beat Kazutora down as the rest of the Toman watch in complete dismay. And Takemichi is standing there helpless, as he is unable to change the future this time. Everything is going exactly the way it had. At this point, we see a brief flashback where Hanma gets a call from who we know as Kiseki and learns that Baji is a traitor, which baits Kazutora into stabbing Baji because he feels betrayed. And at this point, Kazutora has this realization that he's actually destroyed all the things most important to him, that being Baji and Mikey. In the middle of this beating, an injured Baji gets up and approaches them both, saying that this wound is not enough to kill him, and pulls out a knife and stabs himself, essentially absolving Kazutora of the responsibility of his death. Meanwhile, we see Kazutora approach Mikey, still a little belligerent and a little crazy. But as Baji lays dying, he pulls Takemichi and Chifuyu close to him and tells them that Kiseki is the enemy, that he faked his own betrayal, which we had surmised, to investigate Kiseki, and who he had spied on, bargaining a deal with Mikey to be appointed to the 3rd Division captain in exchange for expediting Pachin's release. Again, manipulative bastard with his 3D chess over there. Baji maintains that the OG gang are his true treasures, and he hopes that killing himself will keep Mikey from killing Kazutora. At that point, he begins hallucinating Shinichiro, who he says Takemichi reminds him of, and he asks Takemichi to look after the rest of the gang before dying in Chifuyu's arms. At this point, it's very emotional. The boys are just sobbing and crying, and everyone's kind of standing around awkwardly. Except Mikey, who at this point resumes beating Kazutora, while Takemichi continues to stand there crying over his inability to stop the carnage. But then, suddenly he has a moment, and he attempts to stop Mikey by putting himself between Mikey and Kazutora. And for his efforts, he gets kicked by Mikey. And at that point, he loses his temper and starts yelling about Baji's sacrifice, which causes Mikey to pause. That plus him throwing off his Tomon jacket drops the charm that he had picked up several episodes ago that belonged to Baji. At this point, the sight of the charm causes the OG boys to come forward and then recall the moment that the Tokyo Manji gang formed. Yeah, pretty ugly episode overall. I mean, there was no nice way this was going to end, of course, and I think this is actually the first real death in the gang itself, because up until now we've seen Takemichi able to messily but still effectively avoid anyone dying, anyone being killed. So at this point, it's not just his own failure he's contending with, but a very real death in this group of strange and violent friends. So yeah, I'm gonna start with. I want to start with you, Jeffrey. Why don't you tell us what you think about this episode?
Well, yeah, I knew this was gonna happen when I saw when he Baji was about to get killed. So, and it's like repeat. It's like we knew this was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't expecting Mike. I knew Mike was going to snap, but I didn't expect like Baji was gonna like stand up. Like in the in the time at the future, Baji dies, but he didn't seems to be getting up. So during the current time, um, Baji just stood up, but I wasn't expecting him to get like stabbed, like stabbed through his stomach. So and like Kisiki, like you said, he's just like a bastard, a prick. So he just like manipulates people, like for just for like for his amusement for that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and Mikey, I thought Takemichi would just like stop, just step in, but he just like stand there, crying. But just like, man, come on, Takemichi, come on, you gotta stop him, you know. And so, and then Mikey just starts punching. What was the guy's name? Sorry.
He
Kazutora?
he he he's well, he does punch Kazutora, but he also
Kazutora,
punches
yes.
Takamichi when
Yeah,
Takamichi stands in between them.
yeah. So he was trying to stop Mikey, so that way, like, you don't want to just to kill him. Like, what was the point of Paji's sacrifice? So so after
Yeah.
that, then yeah, pretty much like I understand like he, like you just have to step in, Takemichi. Like, what was the point of going back in time? Like you here to just to prevent it, from to save Mikey for that. But it was
Mm-hmm.
very yeah, but it was very emotional. It turned out very bad, but it was like an emotional episode for that.
Mm-hmm. Over to you, Laser. Thoughts about this episode?
Oh my god, I cried so much. What a crazy awesome guy Bodge turned out to be. Not at all the guy I thought he was when we first got introduced to him. Because, this guy, first impression, no, this is just a punk guy who's, punches people to introduce himself and beats up random objects because he's bored. What a bro. What a guy where he's like, you know what, I'm gonna go out making sure that they're not going to beef on each other. I don't want that. And to take that kind of an action, that's a strong character and a strong sense of will. Like, I don't have words for how amazing that guy is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy seeing these characters react, the way they are. It's totally understandable, but it's like insane how quickly these things spiral. I totally get where literally all of them are coming from. And it's just a chaotic and god, I hate Kisaki so much for just ruining the lives of these amazing people.
Yeah, he's a sociopath.
Oh yeah, well he's doing whatever he thinks he's got to do. I'd go further. This is a psychopath who's using people like tools to get what he wants, which is power.
Yeah, he's also just completely unaffected. It's just it's
Hmm.
very chilling.
Oh yeah,
His
no, he's
level
a
of villainy,
bad
but it
dude.
and he's effectively set himself up so he's blameless in all of this,
Hmm.
and there's no way that Chifuyu and Takamichi can prove to Mikey, because all Mikey will see is like, oh, they defended me, like not understanding without. I mean, the only way I see this breaking down is if Hanma were to admit it, which is unlikely.
Yeah, trying to prove what was seen. Like, hey, I saw that guy with him before. He was setting this up. I mean, we've got the evidence, but not enough. It's literally word against word. Is the problem?
I guess
You got
unless like at this time period in time, this is pre two party recording consent in California, or no, this is in Tokyo, so I don't actually know what the rule. I don't know why I was thinking California. It's because you guys were talking about AX. You guys were talking about AX. Yeah, no, I mean he could, if he could admit it and record it would be the only way, but I doubt that would be feasible.
Oh, fun fact. The on the when I was looking at Tokyo Adventures booth at AX, there was like a billboard. There was like a big wall saying Los Angeles Revengers.
That's funny.
Yeah, I thought of that immediately too.
Yeah. I was just channeling that. Um Steven, what are your thoughts about this episode?
Man, what is going on in that show? It is nuts, man. You have like
You can't kill me, I kill me.
yeah. Mikey's drop kicking people like left and right.
What do you mean this fight's over? This fight's over.
The guy's choking people out, and he's done with them. And then you have Baji was the one that was stabbed, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Baji was.
So Baji stabbed. He stabs himself. Not he's dying one way. He's dying now another way, which is like you want to die faster, dude. It's like the one. And then you hear the one guy in the back saying, "You think we should call an ambulance?" Like, dude, yeah.
Yes.
It's
very much
like
so.
yeah. So that's it. And then Takemichi throws off his coat. Dude, the stuff is getting real when he throws off the coat. Like, stuff is happening. And then it all dies down because he kept the lucky charm. And it's like, what? So this was like, to me, this is like not an episode of Blue Lock, but it's like crazy stuff going on. It's some crazy stuff that I can't even understand at this point. But I mean, it's cool. But Baji, because he was stabbed in the previous episodes, like in I think the side, or he said it was just a flesh wound or something, which I don't believe. So that knife
Looked like
went in.
it
He said just
stabbed
a
in the
scratch.
kidney.
Dude, that guy would. I mean, maybe he thought like I'm gonna die anyway, so why don't I take it out myself? And I mean, I guess that's the way to go, but still, he died happy. I guess he was in his arms of his friends, and he called Takemichi over, which was a nice thing that he called him over, and he's like, giving him spilling all the secrets and all that, and says don't trust Kizuki and all that stuff. Which I mean, half the place shouldn't trust him anyway, but. You do have to wonder, like, if all the other people are saying, why is he calling Takemichi over? Like, they all heard that, right? Like, there has to be, like, some other people thinking, why is he calling that guy over? He's not even with the same, people. It's a whole different gang. Other than that, yeah, a fantastic episode. And to you, Kuro, about the video consent laws in Japan. It is generally permissible, but the identified individuals have strong privacy rights. So you can film in public, but you would need consent for doing that in
It's
there.
not like they're gonna take it to a court of law.
No,
The
I mean,
only
they're
ring
all
he would use
wrong.
it
Every single
for would be
every
to
single
share
person.
it with his friend,
Yeah, every single person in there is going to jail. But it's later than sooner at this
should.
point.
Yeah. Sketch. Follow-up thoughts on Tokyo Revengers.
Boy. It seems kind of weird that Baji would like confide in Takemichi when they like only had 2 prior interactions, and one of them he got knocked out.
Yeah.
Like what? I guess he must. Well, he does say he sees a lot of Mikey's brother in Takemichi.
He also
and
knows that Takemichi doesn't like Kiseki and is already gunning for him.
Yeah, he does know that.
Yeah.
So he's in on that.
He
but
knows
doesn't really
that
know
he can tell
why.
him he doesn't trust him.
Something that bothers me, and I'm sure we'll probably get this in a future episode, but like what's we do see that Baji witnesses Kiseki setting things up, but it feels like there's gotta be more to his dislike of Kiseki than just that. I feel like there's probably more to that. But maybe it really was just that. That he saw that, he thought it was shady as hell, as it was. and that was reason enough to be concerned.
I think Baji put 2 and 2 together as well. Like, not only did he see him maneuver himself into a gang position that didn't belong to him, and also like manipulating the stuff with Pa Chin, um, but he could see like things start to play out the same way that it took Takamichi a while to make those connections. And Chifuyu also figured out some of that as well. So I think that because they were looking for it, they had enough of a sign to look for it. They could make the connections.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The
the
other
only
thing that
one
really
who
frustrated
has
me
go on.
was at points Takamichi's just standing there agape at what's going on. I'm like, dude, do something, anything,
Yeah.
scream. I don't care
Yeah.
what. Just don't just stand there and say nothing.
And cry.
And he finally does. Thank goodness. But like things could have de-escalated much sooner if you had acted sooner. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an ugly episode for sure.
It
Very.
hurts, but it fits, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm genuinely curious now where this will go. I mean, I would imagine, it's not like there was any it didn't feel definitive in the way that they wanted this kind of crushing blow either way, but you know, I can see them finding a way to absorb Valhalla members, which is almost certainly Kiseki's ultimate goal. That's what it was in the future, so it is now. So like this is playing out similarly. This is going to play out the way it did, in which Valhalla merges with Tomon somehow, and Mikey, at the head with Kiseki as his right hand man, and now Takamichi's like him and one other person, the only ones who understand what's happening. But if you look also at like the conversation he has with Draken in the future, Draken says that he figured out, like, yeah, Kiseki's been manipulating all of this. So at some point you can assume young Draken figures this out. So it's not like, these boys are all complete idiots, that they have some sense of like observation skills to make those connections. We can only hope. But in the meantime, I'm upset and I want to talk about Blue Lock.
To make a correlation with Blue Lock, it feels a lot like the constant back and forth of trying to stay ahead of the future
Yeah.
is very similar to what's going on in Blue Lock right now.
It would help if Takamichi had some better sense of a plan or skill. Like, he really is kind of functioning on the seat of his pants, and I thought that as the series progressed, he would improve on this, that he would get better and smarter about how he was going to accomplish these things. And he really isn't. I'm not saying he's a dumbass, but I'm saying like he's kind of being extremely reactive about things, and I don't know. I would like to see him get a little bit more clever. Like, he's dealing with a mastermind here. He's gonna have to get smart. He's gonna have to think outside the box somehow. He's got access to the information of the future, and he's finally started utilizing that to figure things out. So I would like to see him, do that more. Do better. Yeah. Anywho. I'm Not There, which is episode 21 of Blue Lock. Moving on. Right, so Nagi has just made an incredible score, evening out the tying the game, I should say. And watching the match, Henri calls Nagi's goal a miracle, which Ego counters that about some stuff about confidence and athletic performance, blah blah blah. I didn't actually care. With the match tied, playing continues, and Rin passes the ball to Tokimitsu, who passes it to Aryu, and then back to Rin, who fakes a pass to Bachara to get Nagi out in the right position, throwing off Isagi and allowing him to score. And Isagi has this, he's got to pause in between every play and think about it. And so in this moment, he compares Rin's ability to that of a puppet master, the way he's manipulated all the players on the field, both his team and the opposite team, in order to position himself to score. So I guess that's like his ability. Meanwhile, the white team strategizes as a way that they can get out of Rin's vision, and play resumes as they deploy their own tactic to set up Isagi to come in from Rin's blind spot. But Rin, he's pretty clever, he anticipates move and then sneaks up in front of Isagi. However, our beast lion man, Baro, steals the ball from Isagi in an unexpected move from everybody. And Rin had failed to account for his selfish playing style, which allows Baro to score and tie the game up again. Oh, I guess it wasn't tied. I did appreciate the whole beast lion analogy there. That was fun visual and somewhat accurate, because male lions do function that way. They like to steal kills. It's very feline behavior. Anyway, Isagi resolves to use Baro's play style of stealing his own plays in order to keep Rin from reading his own reading of the field. So on the ensuing kickoff, Nagi and Chigiri swap their marking assignments, with Isagi and Chigiri both marking Bachara then in order to confuse Team Red and kind of block him in. At that point, Baro comes in to steal the ball, and he breaks away to go for another score. However, Rin quickly reacts to Baro and manages to knock the ball out of bounds and stops Baro's goal scoring attempt. Isagi at this point is ruminating on how he's using his own teammates' unpredictability to take to his own advantage and get Rin to be reactive rather than proactive. And Bachara is just utterly delighted at the progression of things between Rin and Isagi, but then he has this simultaneous moment of dismay that maybe he's being left behind as well. Poor Bachara. You're doing great, dude. Keep playing. Play does resume with a throw-in, and Team Red at this point takes advantage of the fatigue that Team White is experiencing. And Isagi realizes too late that Tokumitsu still has quite a bit of stamina. So just as he's about to break away to score himself, Baro and Chigiri both foul him and each receive yellow cards. Yikes. Bad play, man. Isagi at this point attempts to predict which way the free kick will go, but Rin is able to shoot the ball that arcs precisely over him and drops into the net, which gives Team Red the 4-3 lead. Bachara has a realization that Rin and Isagi are both scoring goals for themselves, and he has a mini crisis trying to identify his own ego and why he's playing. And that is the episode. We get a brief postscript, which has, I don't remember the guy with the hair in his face. I honestly don't remember his name, Sketch. I just remember Glasses Dude is Zenitsu. And
it's
I remember
Nico.
Okay. I remember him.
Nico with the hair over his very cute eyes.
I remember what's his name? Zenitsu, because of that moment with Raichi, where he's like, "Where did you come from? From your nightmares."
From your nightmares. Yeah, stupid Zenitsu.
Favorite moments.
Stupid Zantetsu.
Zentetsu.
What?
Zontetsuken!
Yes.
When did we get to Lupin?
Yeah, so that was a fun episode. I loved the way Baro just like came in from nowhere and fucked everybody up with, he's like, "I'm gonna score, screw all of you, forgetting about me." Like, oh yeah. Yeah, that's what you're here for. To not play as a team.
Kind of saw that one coming, honestly. You could see
Yeah.
him kind of like gritting his teeth in the back, like, "Oh, you're forgetting about me."
Find the whole like Rin having this supernatural ability to predict plays on the field a little bit trite.
Yeah.
But I guess they're trying to amplify the drama to make him just a superior player. And it really is pushing Isagi to be a better player. But yeah, it was and it's good to actually see like scoring back and forth. So there was things actually happening in the episode, not a lot of like even though there's a significant portion of the episode where Isagi's got to sit and like I've got to think through what just happened and explain to the audience. You don't actually have to do that, but you're doing it, and we've all accepted that's part of this show now. We don't like it, but we've accepted it.
I
Yeah,
just gotta keep devouring him.
yeah. Thanks, Isagi, for giving us the play-by-play. Sketch. Additional thoughts about this episode?
Yeah. Do we really need Bachira to be like, "Oh no, they've surpassed me. I need to."
No, we don't need that. I was
Like, we
annoyed
don't
about
need
that.
that. It's like,
No.
come on, Bachira, unleash the monster.
Yeah,
Become the monster. You got
Have
it
a-
in you, baby.
have a
You
good
got it
Monster
in
time.
you.
is
This is
you.
good soccer. He was so excited before. He's like, he's wanted. People want to play with him. He's having a great time. Just enjoy the moment, dude. Stop freaking out. It's not
It's like,
that serious.
before it was not enough macaroni and cheese. Now it's too much macaroni and cheese. Yeah, Borrow was in rare form this episode. I must say he was great.
The growling really had me.
Rin's pretty insufferable, but
Yes.
they're man, that chest bump from Mr. Glamorous. Wow.
Yeah.
What a move there. And the sporadic guy is like dangerous sometimes, man. he is scary.
I'd like to see Chiguri score, like, and not be an NPC, to quote Ren. Like, I'd like to see him do something besides, I'm gonna run and block this other guy. Like, come on. We know you're
They
better
did
than
have
that.
they did have some good formations on that, but Rin just keeps being one step ahead of him. I suppose it's good that Rin's not just skilled himself, he has a really good read of the game in motion.
Mhm.
That puts him, and I gotta say, compare Isagi episode 1 to this Isagi.
Yeah.
It's night and day.
He's got
He
way more
really
confidence.
has grown.
Yeah.
Really has grown.
He's got way more confidence.
Which I guess is the goal.
Yes.
And I loved the back and forth between Henri and good old Ego. He's so mean to her. It's not nice. Stop being so mean. Like, she's getting all hyped over the play that they did, which was honestly such an awesome play in the previous episode. And just like, yeah, that was really amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think they can recreate that. It's like, yes, but they have to.
Yeah, he's like mansplaining the point of this to her, and I'm just over it. Sorry.
Why does she tolerate him?
I don't know.
Me either. And then, the short was fine. Man, that guy is even stupider than he came across before. It's and he's even like, yes, we need a third person to. No, this guy can hide how stupid I am. Like, not really, not really. Yeah, good episode, good episode. And it's like, you never even thought about the possibility that the other two guys would have already passed through. Ooh, you are stupid. I do wonder who their third player is gonna be. I can't think of another character of any level of significance that hasn't already been paired up with somebody.
Yeah. I reached my
Wow.
limit for the names I can remember for this show, so
Oh,
I know, right?
I am
It's-
so out of name memory on
Same
this
here.
show. There's too many.
It's
like
really hard.
I couldn't even remember. Well, see, I already forgot it. The other dude.
Nico.
Nico,
is.
there you go.
I mean, he's supposed to blend it. he's doing it right.
Sure.
I guess. I guess.
I want to know what Raichi's up to. Like, I don't care about these people. Tell me
Yeah.
what Raichi's doing.
Show me what Raichi's up to.
He's entertaining. He's got that Bakugo
He
energy.
is.
Anyway, yeah. So, Steven, thoughts about this episode?
Normal Blue Lock episode. That one dude has like the power of like puppet mastery. So he's like Sasori
Rin.
from Naruto. Rin. So he can like outplay and outdo everything. I mean, that would be a really cool power to have. To like be a puppet master on the field. Like if Naruto played soccer and it was about soccer, that would have been fun. Aside from that, yeah, they hit some really good stuff. Bato just going crazy, thinking he's like the king again, but now he's like the evil king. So he says, "I'm gonna," I don't know, guys, nuts. But yeah, and then Bachara in there just trying to understand life on the field while they're playing a game, just standing there thinking about, should I do that? Should I listen to that devil on my shoulder? Like, bro, it's a game. I mean, I understand you're not going to like play after this, or you can't like go to like professional level because they like ban you somehow, but still, bro, it's just a game. It doesn't need to be that like that depth of thinking with that. Rin, Naki, and Isagi, they put their what was it? They put their like skill levels out on like on a graph, one of those graphs where it's like it remind me, and that's what I tweeted. They put all the skill points in one single ability, so it's all it's all focused on one thing. But yeah, good episode. The extra time wasn't the best this week. Other than that, yeah. I
Yeah,
liked
it
it.
was pretty meh. I agree.
It was pretty meh. I agree with that.
Yeah. Laser, you're up. Thoughts about this episode
Well,
of Blue Lock?
the good news is I did enjoy this episode quite a bit, and it all has to do with Botcher having his own character growth moment here.
It's funny.
And
The one thing that me and Sketch were not interested is the one that you're like, oh, that's the
This-
interesting thing for me.
that is the interesting thing. Yes,
I do like
because-
that. I appreciate that.
because watching Batra is seeing him go through this. Okay, I need to figure out why I'm here, what I'm doing. What is it that I want to do? Do I want the monster? Do I not want the monster? Do I want to be the monster? These are interesting conundrums that are being done in real time with a soccer game, which I couldn't care less about the actual soccer game, but the people in it, and Botcher in particular, love that. Absolutely great episode.
You do love your character arc moments. You love character-driven stuff.
Character-driven
tracks.
is my thing. You are
It
absolutely
is.
right.
It is. See, I pay attention. Yeah. No, I'm glad that you have that perspective, because not everyone is like me that just wants the action. And
I mean, I love
Sketch
action
wants the
too.
story.
I
No, I
absolutely
know.
love action.
You have a different angle that you like to come in on, so I appreciate that. Any further thoughts before we bring Jefferies in to wrap it up? Alrighty then. Jeff, thoughts about this episode of Blue Lock?
I guess you pretty much have summarized everyone. Sketch, Steven, Laser. So yeah, it was a pretty funny episode, especially Varro just like just stealing the ball from Hisagi, and it's like, oh, gotta get that ball, gotta score the goal. It's like, don't tell me what to do. But yeah, it was a really funny episode for that. So hope they better not lost, just like what happened with Mexico and in England.
So
had to bring up the
So
World
have you
Cup.
been following? Have you been following the World Cup? Because I've been kind of checking after the fact, and I'm not sure I even understand.
I have been following the World Cup only just like for my team Mexico, since I'm Mexican. So I have been
Mm-hmm.
following up. So they have been scoring. Before they have been scoring all the goals, and they haven't lost a single one until this past Sunday. So I was at the
So,
airport when it happened, when I was watching the game. So and then there was like, and they were so close of it. So
so does that loss mean an elimination? Because I know before it was points added within their like pods, and they were not
yeah, yeah, they're just like get
eliminating.
points. Yeah, they were eliminated because they were going to the quarterfinal, then the semifinals, and then the top four. So,
Yeah, I
well,
did see that Japan and the US were lost as well, which is disappointing. Um but I'm rooting for Spain now, so go Spain.
yeah, yeah, it was a hard game, and there were like, at the 100 minute, there were like the score was, Mexico had two, and New England had like three, and they were almost, they almost so close to scoring a goal that, and then if they had scored, then it would be 3-3, and then they will have to go overtime since they was tied 3-3. But at the end, Mexico lost, and New England will proceed, facing Norway.
Yeah. You know who you needed?
Hmm.
You needed not from Blue Lock, you needed Gigi in his curse form. Gigi, who don't give a fuck, will score whatever.
They shouldn't just
Yes.
have Borrow to the team. Then they have one.
Yeah. Well, I think that wraps it up for this Blue Lock discussion sketch. Unless there's anything else anyone wants to add. Um, as you can see, we're now doing weekly recaps of Tokyo Avengers, and unless something in the schedule changes, that'll be the norm for the foreseeable future. And if it does change, of course, we'll let you know. Maybe there'll be a double up of Superman. Maybe there won't. Who knows? But
Perhaps.
speaking of Superman, I'm gonna switch it over to you before I drop off, since I have not watched it and I have nothing to contribute to the discussion. Just wanted to say so far, thanks for listening. You can find me at Happy Girl Kitty on all my Blue Sky and on Twitter, if you're still on Twitter, which is a cursed platform now. But other than that,
Well, thanks for taking care of those recaps, Kuro. I appreciate it. As you can imagine, I had a lot on my plate this week.
yes, you were very busy, so it's my pleasure. That's what I'm here for.
Mhm. Yes, we gonna talk some Superman. So,
Oh
can't you love
boy.
that?
This is the one I'm most excited about.
In
Ooh.
episode 4, guess who's slamming to dinner?
What a title.
Right? I swear there will be no Space Jam references in this entire episode. At least none that I can recognize. Because slammin' is actually a catchphrase for Superboy from the 90s. So they have adapted that. There you go. That's your first reference. There will be many.
As you do.
As you do. Because their previous attempt at having a Superman business free day did not go as anybody planned. Now we are finally getting to a nice date between Lois and Clark at their favorite brunch spot, which is a place that sells all kinds of pound cake. Looks delicious, really, for real. And they sneak out as Kara has not quite waken up, because Lois is like, "If you got to get out of here before she starts asking me more things about that app." So they're having themselves a nice little breakfast brunch at the pound cake place, and they're talking about how there's nothing the future can throw at us that we can't handle. Are you sure about that? As suddenly a super boy has snatched up all their food and is now very quickly, like, he's super fast talking and just rattling off all kinds of things. And he immediately says, "Oh, hi, Mom and Dad." What? Meet John Kent, their son from the future. However, when Adult Swim originally posted their like preview image, they said meet Con L, which is Connor Kent, that Superboy from the 90s. And then they quickly deleted that and reposted it, and it was John L.
Oh boy.
John Kent.
I was wondering about that one.
You thought we didn't notice, Adult Swim, but apparently all of Twitter did. I that came up in my like trending on Twitter saying like, what's up with that? But the funny thing is that the amalgamation of John Kent and Connor Kent might make this whole future son thing an inside joke, because John Connor.
Possible, but I mean, John Kent is a thing in the comics.
Oh, I know. John Kent is the son of Lois and Clark in the comic, named after the now past John Kent in many continuities. But this is not that John Kent.
No, absolutely not.
Not really. I mean, he could be that
In another timeline, maybe.
In another timeline, yes. But this, they're kind of slamming together things of both characters. And as they're having brunch, they're also getting messages from Jimmy, because of course he's going on another date with a scientist, which will definitely go well.
Oh Lord.
And then shortly thereafter, he shows up as a porcupine and is like, "Yeah, you gotta take me to Star Labs." And Kara shows up, rattling off a bunch of stuff. And Lois is completely overwhelmed by everything that's going
Poor
on. And they're like,
Lois.
"Wait, Uncle Jimmy? Aunt Kara? Who are you?"
My personal favorite is like, hey, Uncle Jimmy, hey, what's up? And just no reaction until later.
Wait, I kind of missed what you said there.
So when he first hey Uncle Jimmy, Jimmy's like, hey, what's up? And then just keeps talking about his problem and completely delayed reaction later.
It's like, Uncle Jimmy.
Yeah, but it doesn't happen right away. It's like he starts going off
Yeah.
on one because he's got a little thing.
You gotta
going
take
on
me to
with him.
Star Labs.
Yeah, so he's and then like much later in that conversation, he's like, wait a minute.
You said Uncle Jimmy. Hey, that means we stay best friends forever. Like, yeah, that's the takeaway.
Oh gosh.
That's the takeaway, Jimmy. Yeah. So their son from the future is here, and it seems like Lois is the only one that occasionally is like, "Hey, John, why are you here?" And he keeps dodging the question as they decide to go to the mall, which Lois is super thrilled about. And that's where he picks up a certain jacket that is definitely an homage to Connor Kent's jacket from the old
Absolutely.
Superboy comics. And Jimmy says, "I know it may not say John, but it does say Superboy." He also gets some wheelies. He's very fascinated by the fact that there are shoes with wheels on. As one might
Apparently
be.
not
They
that
probably
way.
don't have those in the future.
Probably
They probably
not.
got rid of them.
Yeah.
Such frivolities are not things we have in the future. The very scary future where robots and all kinds of bad things are happening. Oh yeah. Lois faints that she has to go do some work. Like, she calls Perry and is like, "What is it?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, yep, Chief, yep, I got you, yep, I'll be right there." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yep, I'll go." Lois, you're not fooling anyone. Actually, maybe she's fooling some of them. Because Kara says, "Your mother has to work, but we can spend family time." All the while, Hank Henshaw has become infamous among the populace, and after his previous spat with Lex, where he seriously injured Slade, he has decided to step out of his quarters for a moment in order to apologize. But as he is apologizing, he's clearly working some stuff behind the scenes. But, if Lex had maybe been a little bit less abrasive in this circumstance, maybe it would have ended better for him. Because Henshaw's kind of like extending an olive branch a little bit, and then Lex is like, "Yeah, you won't forget again."
Oh, Lex, why are you so stupid? I swear he's
Yeah.
never watched Dragon Ball.
Seriously. And Slade's like, "You really bought that?" He's like, "A firm hand works on these people. I'm those kind of people."
I love that
And he
line.
tried to kill me. It's just a blip. It's nothing. Sure it is. Well, back to hanging with the super friends. Lois is trying to get some work done, but she's feeling kind of claustrophobic, so she goes up on the roof, and everybody follows her up there. And Kara's all like, "Hey, come take a picture of me for my dating profile." As it was your suggestion, Jimmy Flamebird. He really did not like that.
He's really earning what he did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Jimmy.
And Clark's like, "Oh, I can take." It's like,
But you take better pictures.
he always takes the best pictures.
Oh,
Ooh.
Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy. But this is like the first moment where Lois has a quiet moment with John. He's like, "Oh, you got the spicy kind too, huh?" "Yeah, must have got it for you." And again, she asks John, "Why are you here?"
I love that
And
that's
before-
a running thing and it never gets answered till like the end.
Yeah, until the very end of the episode. I think it's said 3 times. Rule
Sounds
of
about
3.
right.
This time they are interrupted by the Subtyrannosauri attacking above ground at like at like a construction site.
This is so
And
1960s comics.
this is actually this version of these characters were from the Grant Morrison what is it called? Oh, what is it called? Very famous Superman book, All-Star Superman.
Okay, I'm not
yeah.
as familiar with that one, so my bad.
I don't exactly know when that came out, but I want to say not the 60s.
No, All-Star Superman's much more recent than that. Like,
much,
within the last 2 decades at least.
much
2005, apparently.
There. Yeah, I thought maybe it was early 2000s or maybe late 90s. Anyway, these Subtyrannosauri, which, if you may recall, in the first episode of the season, Jimmy talked about the subterranean dinosaurs. And Clark is like, "What else is Jimmy right about?"
It's an Usopp
So
moment.
the Subtyrannosauri are a construction site, and John is like, "Oh no, no, we're like we have a great relationship with these guys in the future. I could wrap this up in like 10 minutes." So he goes and he tries to talk to them, and they're not really in the talking mood. So he and his father do their best to try to protect the citizens and deal with the Subterraneosauri until Superman freezes the leading warrior Kuro. And yes, that is a named character in the DC universe. The subterranean leader, the Prince Taranko, emerges and speaks his dismay for all of the humans encroaching on their territory. They're digging too deep, too far. And then finally, John tries to talk to him and say, in the future, we're on very good terms. And we can we can make, what was it, prejudice extinct? Oh gosh.
That's what he
That's a
said.
funny line.
John, it ain't gonna be that easy. But apparently it is that easy. As like the mayor of the city has a handshake with the Subterraneosauri, and everything's good. Everything's great. And then John comes to the realization, wait, we started being on good terms like 20 years ago from my time. I'm the guy that did it. Whoa, time travel's awesome. Is it though? You gotta be careful. I'm just saying, you gotta be careful. But it seemed to work out in this case. Back at LexCorp, Henshaw has another conversation with Lex, and Lex is like, whoa, third strike, buddy. No, that's 2 strikes. Hope there won't be a third. And Henshaw talks about how there's a food chain, and Lex is not at the top of it. And Lex takes exception to that and tries to.
And
hurt
once again, he
Hank.
has not watched Dragon Ball Z.
Nope. The cyborg has destroyed the control. And also hacked the other Kryptonian drones. This is going to end well.
Oh, absolutely. How could this go? He's gonna just go do a peace outreach, get some help out the children,
Exactly. And Blade's a little too pleased at this development. They're like, a blip, huh?
He's just, I mean, let's be fair here. If you're in this situation and you were like, hey, and now what are you going to do? It's not like he could do anything. So he might as well just be like, yeah, sup, I was right. That's all he can do.
Well, Lex, you effed around and you found it. But he does try one more time to like weaselly be like, hey, I saved you. The one you should be mad at is the aliens. You should be mad at Superman. And going forward, we get, nope, there is no we. I'm taking over this. Just stay out of my way. And with that, he decides to broadcast a message to Superman, which is heard by everyone hanging out at the Kent farm after the dinosaur situation. And I should mention that before this, Lois steals a photo from John. Is like, yes, I'm a bit of a pickpocket myself. And she's finishing up her story, asking him how to spell the name of the Taranko. And they have a nice moment. And Clark and Lois are like, if this is our future, it's even better than we imagine. And then they get the message on the TV from Hank Henshaw saying they used to sing my praises. They used to praise my name. Now they'll scream it. Superman, if you want to save this city, come and save it. And then John's looking really distraught, saying stuff like, I thought I had more time. You never have more time. It's time travel, dude. You mess with time and it messes back. So that timeline where you were born before both your parents died, that ain't happening now, Chief. Things have changed.
Time travel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And once again, Lois asks John, why are you here? And he tells him, I was sent back to stop him. Well, good luck with that. As Kara and Clark have already rushed up to fight him. Dire Straits. Dire Straits. And the next episode is titled The Death of Superman.
Oh man, we really are playing with this.
We are
Yeah.
going there. We're going there. I don't recall. Did they play a preview?
For the next
They did.
episode? They did.
They did?
Yep.
I almost thought maybe they wouldn't. Because I saw like a generic Superman promo when I was watching Blue Lock. So I thought maybe they didn't do a preview for, reasons. But okay. Yeah, if they did a preview, they did a preview. So Jefferies, how are you enjoying this season of My Adventures with Superman?
So far, I'm really enjoying it. It's one of so I've been enjoying so far. A lot of complications with the five amigos,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the relationships. Like Jimmy,
Yeah.
come on, boy. Like you got Kara. Like I understand you want her to explore every on the whole world, but but she likes you, man. She wants you to be your mate. But they just like Jimmy doesn't want to. It's like, I'd rather just like set up a dating profile. Like I want to see other people, you know. And Lois, I kind of maybe I understand what Lois' situation is, especially that she's been like she doesn't want to focus further to the future, like with kids having starting their own family. Like these things could be very could be very scary for that. And Clark, and he just like he's like a little like very happy. He wants to like start his own family. He's like, oh, like I'm building like a nice house. I got my dog over here named Bart Kent or Crypto. Uh uh but it's been it was very interesting season so far. And especially like I was suspecting like Superboy was just like just absorb just about look behind the scenes with Lois and Clark just to see what's gonna happen. Like you don't want to mess with time, like, and then he just says, "Hi, mom. Hi, dad." You know, and he just bursts out, and then and then he slow just started panicking. Um, um, and Hank Shot, oh man, he's he just does the one. He just wants to like he does like I guess he's just like has some prejudice against with aliens like especially with like what he said on the second season like during that dating game show saying that aliens are not welcome, all sorts of stuff. um and what else? um and yeah, we're going with that latest episode like Kara like she kind of likes going shopping a lot these days. Like especially like with the last episode, like going shopping, trying all this in clothes. She could be a
Oh yeah,
model.
she called the Pound Cake place a place of wonderful culture.
Oh yeah, like she should
Rich,
be a
rich culture. That was it. Rich culture.
rich culture. Hey, you should be a model representative. Like become a fashion model. For the aliens. Even though you're the last two Kryptonians. Well, three if you count Superboy. Um, but pretty much I've been enjoying so far with this season uh so far, so I'm loving it. and especially with all the reference, I know Steven has been doing a lot of references these past episodes, so he's got a good eye for it. So props for him.
Yeah. And this particular episode, anything really stick
Uh,
out to you?
Especially with I think the last episode, I mean the last scene, saying that that John was telling to his mom, saying that Superman dies, then then Lois has died, then everyone else died. Like just got me curious to see. I wasn't expecting it to be so soon to happen. I thought it would be like another like 2 or 3 episodes later, but I wasn't expecting to be so soon to happen with the invasion. Especially when like on the last episode when we saw like Future Lex and everyone else trying to send Superboy back in time. I was expecting like either not, I wasn't expecting Hank Sean, but I think someone else in particular, like either like Brainiac um returning, or it was like another supervillain that we not know of. Um, but I'm almost- but I'm curious to see what's gonna happen like on the next episode. Like now that Superboy is here, he might change something in the like in the future. In the current time. I mean, so to see if like Superboy and Superman will team up. Taking down on Cyborg Superman. And also what the others will do. To stop his invasion. Uh, but other than that, I've been enjoying. I did enjoy this episode.
All right. Steven, what are your thoughts? Did I miss any references?
You kind of missed two. The horse at the end was Comet, or what seemed to be
Oh,
Comet.
yes. The horse. The horse.
That
Her
was an
horse is
interesting
amazing.
horse that Supergirl was sitting on.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I forgot about that.
And then that last scene when they were all peering into that thing that model that Superman made and everything, he's missing. Right at the end, he's missing.
Oh.
He's gone. So
Oh.
they're setting him up to something else.
Oh, you mean in the ending sequence?
Yeah, that ending sequence, he's gone. He's usually there,
Oh.
but he's gone.
That's foreboding.
Yes. Foreboding for the next episode, calling the death of Superman. So I do wonder if it's going to be the death of Superman like physically, or is it going to be the death of Superman like Spider-Man giving up his powers and not becoming Spider-Man anymore, right? He's not going to be Superman anymore. But who knows?
It could go either way.
Yeah. Let's see here.
I mean, spoilers for people who didn't read comics in the 90s.
Yeah.
He comes back.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do like the I do like the fashion show with all the boys wearing all the different outfits. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
A lot of cool stuff in
Well,
there.
the girls had the fashion show the previous episode,
Yeah.
so
Can we have them all sing now? That would be a fun thing.
They should have sing. Why didn't he sing? He's Darren Criss.
I know. They didn't pay him enough. They lent his voice out. They can't do. You have to pay him a little bit more if you want him to sing.
It was a really fun performance, though.
Yeah. I mean, I really do want them all to sing because that would be.
Are you
so
sure he's our son from the future? He's a fast-talking Kryptonian who's a pickpocket, Lois.
Yeah,
I think it's probably our son from the future.
And when John and Lois like mimic themselves for that like quick second on there, it's like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, it's super cute.
So it's interesting. Yeah, you're right about the Connor Kent thing that with what Adult Swim tweeted out. His name is actually Jonathan Samuel Kent, so John L. In this universe. So it's that universe incarnation of that character of Superboy. So it's going to be interesting to see where he goes from there. A lot of fun stuff in there. He's a pickpocket, so that's kind of cool. I wonder how they taught him to be a pickpocket as a kid. Let's see. The photo is kind of cool. How does the kid have a fade as a baby? Don't know,
Oh, yeah.
but it's kind of cool. Man, that
Cute.
kid had style back then.
Got it
Let's
from
see.
Mama and Daddy.
Yep. See what else. He can fly, but he uses roller skates. That's kind of cool. I got to say, the best name for a restaurant is the Pound Cake Palace. So many pound cakes. So much. I mean, they had a lot of pound cakes there, and he ate them all. And what's up with every so often they keep bringing it up. What's going on with Lois's father? That compass. They bring it up again. That's
Yeah.
there's. I don't trust him. I mean, I don't really trust him at all. But still, what's going on with that compass? They bring it up again. They go, "Oh, it's that compass. Why would you bring something like that up?" But so yeah, that's all of it. You got the rest of the stuff. I liked it. I like these shows anyway, but I kind of liked it a little bit slower in pace, but still kind of interacting with what the fans like and everything else. They called me off guard, but a subterraneosauri. Did not know who those ones were, and I'm
I
like,
had to look it up.
yeah,
I was like, this is a thing, isn't it? It's gotta be a
it's
thing.
got to be a thing. It's a thing. But yeah, fun episode. Liked it.
Laser. What are your
Wow,
thoughts
what
on
an
this?
episode. I really enjoyed watching John Kent have a ball with his day here. It
Mhm.
says so much about the future he's from that all these what we consider little things are just eye-opening, amazing things for him. Every little thing is exciting. Every little thing is just having, roller skates blew his mind. This future he's from is a mess. I mean, we could guess at that from the scene we already had, but you just see how bad it's been for him his whole life. And I can almost not blame him for not saying anything sooner because he's just like getting caught up in everything. But at the same time, kid, you know how bad things are gonna get. Say something when people are asking you why are you here before things go bad.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, dramatically, he didn't until things went bad. And whoo boy, where this is going. But I loved every minute of this. This was a fantastic episode.
It was super packed. Good,
Yes.
good
Super
stuff.
packed.
Good stuff all around. Yes. All the super puns, all the time. You know, of course.
Oh, one more thing.
It-
I almost just noticed. Oh, sorry, Sketch. Were you about to say something?
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. I also noticed that Lois mentioned Batman's name. One of the scenes, if I recall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Mention Bruce Wayne.
she mentioned Batman's.
I did catch that, yeah.
Oh, wait. What's the context?
He was
I've seen
joined.
this episode twice, and I wasn't even noticing that.
It was during the scene in Lex's lab with Hank shot when he was like when they doing repairs of him, and then and it was they only mentioned his name once. Like Batman is gone, and I don't know what was the rest of the line that she said.
No, she was saying Hank is gone. She was getting interviewed after Hank Henshaw went on the warpath that one time, and she was talking about how there's something wrong with Henshaw now. He's not the same guy he was.
Oh,
I think that's what it was.
I gotta rewatch it again.
I have to too, because
Yeah.
I did thought I heard a mention of a Bruce Wayne at one point.
There might have been one somewhere. I might have to double check. But I'm pretty sure that what Jefferies was thinking of was when she was being interviewed after Hank had his meltdown.
Makes sense.
And he's like, bro is watching a sizzle reel of his biggest fails to amp himself up to start dominating the world, I guess.
I guess.
Mr. AJ Tibbs in the chat mirrors my thoughts in that his only problem he's having with the show so far is that nobody seems to suspect the guy who is best friends with the best friend of Superman, who also hangs out with Supergirl and now is associated with another super person, isn't Superman.
Hey, well, when you're dealing with Superman, people are not easy to pick up on his identity. That's just kind of how that works.
I know, but like, come on.
I mean, I agree, but just that you're kind of gonna get that in these things.
Yeah, it's really stretching my suspension of disbelief.
It is pushing it more than usual. I will grant that.
It's like it would be one thing if Superman and Lois were always shown together, or like Superman and Jimmy were regularly shown together. But like then you add Kara to it, and people being aware that Kara and Jimmy are really close, and that Superman and Supergirl are related somehow. Like, how do you not? How does anybody not? How does Lex Luthor not put this together?
I mean, Lex Luthor hasn't seen Terminator, hasn't seen Dragon Ball. He has no idea. He is one of those guys that's too smart, but is also not smart.
Yeah, pretty much.
I imagine he's not even paying attention to all that.
Nah, no. I mean, he's had almost no interactions with Clark Kent in this series, from what I can recall.
Same.
He's interacted with both Jimmy and Lois pretty regularly, but not really with Clark. Huh. Funny that. Or I might just be forgetting things. It has been a while since the first two seasons.
I mean, I forgot Steel was in an earlier season when I mentioned that early on, so it had been a minute.
It had been a minute. Well, we talked about a whole lot of things this episode. You can email us at podcast@ToonamiFaithful.com. You can follow us on Facebook.com/ToonamiFaithfulPodcast and on Twitter @ToonamiPodcast. You can listen to the podcast on just about everything, including Apple Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Overcast, Podbean, Podcast Addict, Radio.com, Spotify, and the TuneIn app. You can also find every episode of the podcast to stream online at the same place they found the encrypted clinical trials on Lazarus. SoundCloud.com/ToonamiFaithful Podcast. Get the latest news by following @ToonamiFaithful.com on Blue Sky and @ToonamiNews on Twitter. And read the news, views, and reviews on ToonamiFaithful.com. I swear I'm still working on my Superman. I've just been so busy.
You've been at Anime Expo. I think you have plenty on, and you have other things going on too.
Yes, I do. But now that we're like almost halfway through the season, I really need to post that thing. Wouldn't want Adult Swim to stop sending me screeners because I'm negligent. That would be bad. Right. At least we were timely on Rooster Fighter, ironically, because Paul wrote it. Go figure. Funny thing, he told me to. Well, he asked if I wanted to write it because he thought he was too busy. So regarding Superman, my adventures with Superman season 3. Yeah. Jefferies, tell the folks where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on X, Twitter, Instagram Threads, Blue Sky at Jeff Herrera 11. I posted my bio, of what conventions I'll be going for this year. So check it out when you get a chance. And hopefully I'll see you in person, just like I see Soul Sketch at AX.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Steven, tell the folks where they can find you.
Hey, you can find me on like MXA Ghost on like every platform, Twitch, YouTube, social media platforms. Whatever you can find MXA Ghost, I'm there most of the time. I do want to say Sketch and Jeffries. You asked about Batman being mentioned in that video when Lois Lane was talking. He was not mentioned in that video. I just looked up the script and watched the video as well.
Well, thank you for doing that.
Okay. My mistake. My apologies.
They're kind of dancing around the existence of Batman in this.
Oh yeah, they've been doing that for a long time.
Wayne Industries exists. Vicky Vale is Lois's rival / role model.
Yeah. Something's coming down the pipeline, but if it actually happens, who knows?
Yeah. Who knows? Laser, tell the folks where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at LaserKidPrime. You can find me on Blue Sky at LaserKid. And you can find me on my podcast, Some Love Saints, where me and my podcast co-host Archangel talk about simuldubs. And we frequently have guests from To My Faithful over. In fact, the episode that at this point is probably coming out on Friday has Sketch. We're going to be talking about Witch Hat Atelier.
Yeah. Good show. People should watch it.
Absolutely.
Yep, it was a good show. Watch all 12 episodes.
Prepare yourself for a rough cliffhanger.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
But don't let that scare you, because it's definitely worth the journey.
Absolutely.
And you can find me on Twitter at Sketch1984. Also on Blue Sky, Sketch1984. I'm seeing if I can do San Diego Comic-Con as well. It seems like I might be able to pull it off, but finances might be a problem.
Understandably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, plane tickets ain't cheap, bro. I got my my Anime Expo plane tickets kind of before they started on the upswing of. It was still probably closer than I should have gotten those tickets, but yeah, it's now San Diego Comic-Con's 2 weeks away, so I gotta figure that out real soon. Because it's only going to get more expensive. I'd love to be able to drive, but I don't have enough vacation time, I think. Or rather, I can't get those vacation days off in the vacation book. Even though I have pretty high seniority at this point. There's only about 20 people ahead of me in a 70 driver organization. So
You're doing pretty good.
Yeah, I'm on the second row now. on the wall of photos. Very small photos on the wall. They have to be small. We have 70 of them. So hopefully I can make that happen. Though I don't know. Maybe I'm also conventioned out because I went to Emerald City Comic Con, SummerCon, where I spent way too much money on autographs. Then I went to Anime Expo, which I wasn't entirely sure I was gonna go to until pretty close to the wire.
I should have messaged you sooner. I should have messaged you sooner so we have gone to the rave at Saturday night.
Oh yeah, man. Well, if you got a single ticket for that, it would have been $50 a single ticket. I wouldn't put you on that.
I would have gone. I would have go. My friend and I will go. We're familiar with that. With that group.
Ah, cool. I mean, there were plenty of parties to go to at Anime Expo that you didn't have to pay more money
I won't mind paying the Lyft for Uber.
for. I actually used Uber very sparingly. I just used it on the first night after getting some In and Out because, of course, I got some In and Out. It was okay. It was okay. It was fine. I had a burger as a lettuce wrap, and eyes were different. I liked the lemonade, the pink lemonade. It was really good. I got a couple of glasses of that. Then I got an Uber, and got over to V Lord's apartment, and they weren't back home yet, so I had to stand out there for like 30 minutes. After dragging my luggage through part of downtown Los Angeles just to walk over to the In and Out because I didn't want to get an Uber. I was a bit daring. You know what?
Hmm.
You know what? Closed sidewalks are not a deterrent. They're just an annoyance.
yeah.
You can very easily get around them.
I feel like we're in anime jail there.
Closed staircases, however, yeah, you don't mess with those. There's probably a good reason they're closed. But like, it would have been a really walkable area if not for all the closed roads and closed sidewalks around LAX. That was very annoying. Because I'd like walk away and be like, oh, I can't go this way. I guess the other way. I'll go the long way around. But I don't mind walking. I got my steps in. Oh boy, did I get my steps in. But you know what? I don't have like really bad blisters on my feet like I usually do after AX. So that's good. The endurance is improving bit by bit.
Thought the weather was chill at the night, so it was all right.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad once the sun went down.
Yeah, in New
Pretty,
York,
pretty
in New York,
comfortable.
yeah, in New York, like when I was in AX, it was really hot. It was like almost like 100 degrees, over 100.
Yikes.
So I escaped from that heat for the weekend.
I only got a little bit of crispy.
No, yeah.
On the day I didn't put on the suntan lotion. It's like, I'm not gonna be outside for that long. Mistakes were made. And then the next day when I knew I was gonna be out in the sun for longer, I I sunscreened up real good.
Yeah, I got
Kind of
like
annoyingly so. I was like, oh my, I got white stuff all over my forehead.
I I got a little tan on my wrist.
Hmm.
Well, because I was wearing my gothic bracelets wristband, so that's probably why.
Hmm. I will say, it seems like Anime Expo is constantly making adjustments to how they do things, and it's kind of a crapshoot because they keep changing how they do lines and how they do autograph lines. They must be constantly getting feedback because it's always changing and it always seems like they're not quite sure what they're doing. But I will say at the very least they did a good job of keeping people out of the hot sun when they were waiting in line for things.
That's
Yeah,
good. That's a
That's
massive improvement
appreciated.
right there.
Yeah, I know. From 2 years ago, that's a huge improvement. Also, it was pretty easy to figure out where you needed to line up for things
That's
to
also
queue
a
up
pretty good improvement.
because we were like, where do we line up for this?
Dude, I
Oh, yeah.
remember I couldn't find the exit. I got lost trying to get out.
That is also still a problem
Oh
because there's too
no.
many entrances and exits, and like the central area in the LA Live section where the beer garden is and there's the restaurants surrounding it. That's like a separate area where you can go in and out, which adds another entrance and exit inside of the main perimeter, and it's kind of confusing. You're almost never sure if you're in or you're out, especially when they had the gates for exiting. That was such a problem. Because I'm like, I'm not finding an exit gate. Let me out, Anime Expo. Let me out.
That was
I want to
legitimately
go
me.
back to the. I want to go back to V Lord's apartment.
That was
and
legitimately
sleep.
me 2 years ago. I was just like not quite freaking out, but I'm like, how the heck do I get out of here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
but but construction was going on at the center of the convention center. So
Yep. It was a big show. Big show, lots of stuff to do. Hey, I even went to like a comedy show where if you you laugh too many times, you're off the panel. Where 4 streamers, YouTubers, influencers watched very short sets of local comedians, and it was a pretty good time. Pretty good time. It started getting cold in that room though, and that was one of the days where shorts and a short shirt. I'm like, oh, I'm rethinking my wardrobe right now. It's getting real cold. I just kind of want to go back to V Lord's apartment where it was very warm. I had to run the fan every night, but otherwise, very comfortable.
yeah, I had to stay. Yeah, I was staying at a friend's house for 3 nights, from Wednesday to Friday, and then Saturday we decided to stay at the Courtyard Marriott for one night.
Huh.
Because because we had to take a cab after the concert on Thursday, and it was like almost like $100. Yeah,
Oh,
from
man.
California. Yeah, from the convention center to the
Why'd you take a cab instead of an Uber?
because well we took the lift, so we took lift. Well, actually my friend paid for it, and his house was in Irvine, California, so it was like about an hour.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So it was a lift.
Yeah, it was lift, yeah.
So that's just as much as it would have cost. Oh.
Yeah, that's what
Oh.
he showed me, yeah.
Ooh, and I thought I was a madman for paying $100 for 2 pizzas.
Yeah, we
Ooh.
don't and the train stopped running at around 10 o'clock. So
Yeah, 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 yeah. Right. Well, we could probably talk about AX until the sun comes up. I mean, goes down. It hasn't gone down yet. And then it could come
Where
up
I'm
again.
at, the sun is still up, so you're not wrong.
my
Yeah,
son, the
it's
sun, the sun's already down my end. It's already 10:30 at night.
It's
I see.
8:30
Well,
here in Mountain Time, but the sun, it's going down, but it's not down yet.
it's not there yet. So we're not officially Toonami After Dark in all time zones.
It's
Might
not
as
yet
well
the
just
Toonami Midnight Run.
Toonami Faithful After Dark. Excuse me.
Ah, there you
We're
go.
not Toonami. We're still not Toonami.
We
I
are
had to be
not.
very.
We're still not.
I always have to be careful about that whenever I
Oh
say
gosh.
I'm Toonami Faithful at a convention.
Oh yeah. One person told
But
me,
you
"Do you work
know,
for Toonami?" I said, "No, I don't work for Toonami.
yeah, oh yeah, because you had the Tom bag.
I had the Tom bag and I had a
I have
Tom
that
t-shirt."
same one. I just don't get to use it very much.
You don't have the same one because that is a transplanted Tom onto another bag.
Oh,
yeah.
all right then.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Yeah.
original Toonami bag was kind of worn out. I had it for almost 10 years. So I decided just to cut it off and just place it into stick it to another bag I just bought at
Okay.
Uniqlo. So I just put like fabric glue on it and then just attach it to the bag.
Dang, that's cool. I might have to do it with one I have because one I have is also, yeah.
Just make sure you get the right glue for that, depending on what the bag is.
Yeah, I wondered if you. So you did glue it, not
I
stitch it.
I didn't stitch it, no. But it's
But
all
fair
right.
enough. I don't know how to stitch.
I don't know how to stitch either, so
Well, neither do I, so I maybe leave it alone.
Well, it seems to be holding on there. It seems like it doesn't look like it's like peeling. So good job.
No. But if you want to
Good
get
on
the
there.
same bag, I can send you the link, Laser, if you want.
Good to know.
It's a pretty cool bag design, gotta say. Pretty cool looking Tom.
Yep.
Okay, let's wrap it up because we've been going for 2.5 hours.
Better than I
Thank you all
normally
for
expect for
listening.
this, but for next weekend. But yeah,
Yeah, I really didn't think we were talking about AX for an hour or so, but I guess having 3 people talk about it from different perspectives will do that. And I super appreciate Lum coming on to talk about their experience, and Jefferies coming on to talk about their experience, and got mine. We got 3 different experiences, varying ranges of what they focused on. So that's good. I think that's a good spread. That's the right word. Spread. Stop saying spread. It's weird.
Like, like peanut butter and jelly and banana.
If you roll that way. Okay. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Toonami Faithful Podcast. We hope you enjoyed listening, whether you tuned in live or are listening to the podcast after the. We always appreciate your listenership. Be sure to share the podcast with your friends if you think they would be interested as well. And until next time. Time always messes back. Why don't you realize that?
many human lives ended on August 29th, 2026. The survivors of the first attack called it Food Chain Day. They lived only to face a new nightmare, a war against the machines. Lex Luthor, who created them, sent a hero back in time to save Superman. John Kent, my son.